unofficial Universal Orlando podcast is a member of the Mice Chat Podcast Network. MicePod.com. Now live the movies and hear the fun.
Greetings, Universal fans. It's time for the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast with your hosts, Lee, Tracy, Darren, and Hunter.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to episode 6. Yeah, it's just 66. You thought I was going to do 666. Nah. I'm Lee, as always, and this is the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. I've no idea where I'm going. I haven't got a clue. We're sponsored by somebody, Be Our Guest Destinations, and brought to you in association with brought to you in association with MiceChat.com. Joining me, giggling his ass off in the background, is Darren.
Hello.
Across the road.
I forgot my tagline.
Tracy.
Hello, I'll try and keep this all together for you all.
And finally, the influence that I think's making all this happen is Hunter.
And you know, for someone who has claimed to be the goofball, y'all are acting pretty funny right now.
So he's trying to act straight.
I'm pretty much the only one with the straight face.
So all our new Mice Chat listeners now, I thought Hunter was the one that's supposed to inject the humour into this. He just sounds quite normal.
That's why we fired him before.
Maybe, yeah. Tracy, I do believe you have something to somebody to thank.
Yes, thank you. Yes. Yes, we just wanted to say a huge thank you to Marshall Blankenship for his very, very generous donation to our fundraising efforts for Give Kids the World. Yeah, we were absolutely blown away by that, Marshall. We cannot thank you enough. So yes, thank you.
Yes.
So if like Marshall, you would like to help them out, and I really would appreciate it myself, you can head over to support.gktw.org/go/UUOP. Now, no amount is too small. I believe it's 97 cents out of every dollar.
Yeah.
Goes to the charity, and the other 3 cents, to be honest, go to pay wages. So,
no, it's 93. The
7%. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an amazing charity, and one that I can't stress we all should support, because you never know, you might need them yourself one day.
We are very close to reaching our $500 target.
We are, and we'd like to get there within the next couple of weeks, to be quite honest.
By Halloween is our target.
Okay, by Halloween. So yes, anything you can afford, whether it's $1, $10, whatever, it's all gratefully received and will be put to very, very good use. Thank you.
Absolutely. So this show, what have we got coming up? There's not a lot of news about at the moment, but we've got a little brief discussion on something that has been mentioned lately, and then we've got a What's Newniversal Hollywood Edition. And then Darren went to Halloween Horror Nights. What was it now, Darren, when this comes out? Nearly 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. But we did record his review just after he went, so it's all fairly fresh. So I know a few of you will be quite interested to see what Darren's opinion on this year's event was. And then we've got some audio from the event and some other bits and bobs. Hunter, would you like to, because obviously it's been a while since you've been on, have you got any words for our old fans and new fans? Listeners, I'll call them listeners.
I haven't really planned a speech. I say this as I pull out my 500-word essay.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I'd like to thank the little people. Now,
you're welcome.
I am quite a bit taller than you, too.
This is true.
Yeah.
Anyways, hi guys, I'm Hunter. I was on the podcast for a while. I was actually the first co-host.
Ooh, Darren is having to dig at you there. The original co-host.
I love you.
Actually, speaking of that, I'm going to jump in quite quick.
Oh, what a surprise.
Well, as of next week, every other week. I've been trying to work this over in my head since we started to record this, right? Normally the show comes out every 2 weeks. So starting from next week, every in-between week, we're going to be releasing one of the old archive shows. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's a good way to do it.
So on a down week, it's going to be
an old show.
An old show.
So you'll get obviously you'll hear Hunter on here and to kind of get an idea of what he's about, but then you'll get to hear, what he used to be.
Brace yourselves, guys.
And hopefully at some point soon, our infamous episode 23 will be up.
Uh-oh.
I think that one should go up for as many times as we mentioned that. I think it should go up pretty quick.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think so too.
I was going to put them up in order, but we'll see.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Let's see if we can... How much do we need to get to our
let the fans
$500?
decide.
You what, Tracy?
How much do we need to get to $500?
About 55.
So as we get to $500, we'll put the show up.
Okay.
I see. I know how to work the system.
I like that. Fair enough. Right, then our
win-win,
infamous
then.
Kid Zone episode 23 will go up once we reach our $500 target for Give Kids the World.
Fair enough. I have $55 right now.
You were on it.
Anyway, do you want to let lovely Hunter carry on?
Yes. Sorry, Hunter.
Oh, no worries. So like I was mentioning, I'm Hunter. Yeah,
I was the first. I was the first one. The first co-host.
I was the original co-host, I say as I push up my glasses.
I feel a charity boxing match coming on here between these two, you know.
But really, it's like if one bass player replaced another bass player in a band, nobody's really going to notice.
Aw.
And Darren, I'm the bass player in my band, right?
Oh, yeah. That's okay. I used to play bass, too.
How strange. So did I.
Shall we move on? Because this thing's going to be about 20 years long as it is.
Yeah.
I have a quick tidbit, inside little bit for our Halloween Horror Nights Universal fans. Everybody's clamoring over the vinyl figures at the park, and I found them on Amazon. So if you search for Funko, Funko, Pop, P-O-P, Walking Dead, the whole line of them will come up, and there's actually way more than they have at the park as well, including the bicycle zombie and the RV walker zombie with the screwdriver in its eye that everybody's waiting for.
That's the one we've got.
Yeah, for $8 each.
Cool.
So yeah, I just wanted to let everybody know about that so you don't overspend. And I know they're going to run out quick, so there's where you can pick one up.
Probably, yeah. Right, so on with the show.
And now your news from around the Universal Orlando Resort with your UUOP news team.
As I said, we haven't done the news on this show for quite a while now, and there's nothing major. Everyone seems to be thinking this J.K. Rowling thing about Fantastic Beasts to be big theme park news. Well, as far as I'm concerned, it's got nothing to do with the theme parks at the moment, but anyway. But we thought we'd have a little bit of a discussion on this one, as our very own Eric Davis wrote an article for Mice Chat recently. It was just on his usual Orlando Park hopper, but there's one specific thing, a quote from Steve Burke, the president of NBC Universal. He spoke to investors on the 11th of, that might have been September, I'm not quite sure, I assume it was, and he gave an overview of the current state and future plans for the Universal Parks and Resorts. Now, during the conference call, Burke confirmed that for the foreseeable future, Orlando and Hollywood would be receiving a new attraction every year.
Woo!
And the NBC Universal will continue to invest around $500 million a year into both resorts. Wow. So is that $250 each or $1 billion for the pair of them?
I read it as $250 each.
$5 million a year,
Yeah.
During the call, Steve Burke also shared that more hotel rooms are on their way to Orlando. They currently have 2,400 rooms, with another 1,800 coming online when the Cabana Bay Beach Resort opens next year. He said he would like to see it Universal with 10,000 to 15,000 total hotel rooms in the future. Now,
Awesome.
We know from talking to Russ Dagan at the meet that we knew about this plan for. Well, he kind of broke it there, didn't he? That they were looking at doing more. more hotels and stuff. But Berge also said that since Transformers opened in Orlando, the resort had seen a 20% increase in attendance. And he also said that he wanted to turn Universal Orlando into, this is quite interesting, turn Universal Orlando into a leading Orlando resort destination and not just a side trip.
About time. It's about time people realise it's not, we've got a spare day, what should we do?
Well, okay, then first off, do any of you three believe that Universal will become the Orlando destination?
Just doesn't have the footprint that it needs.
No.
Maybe if they do like a hostile takeover of Disney's property.
But there's rumours going around that with the land they've just bought at Wet and Wild, what they're going to do with that. We've heard all sorts.
But then again, Disney aren't exactly setting the world alight at the moment with the amount of property they do have.
Yeah, true.
I don't think... I mean, we might see the Universal parks overtaking definitely some of the lesser Disney parks, if I may refer to them as such.
Yeah, I agree. Animal Kingdom and Hollywood
We're gonna
Studios.
See,
no, not yet.
No.
If it hasn't already, we're definitely going to see islands take over, say, Animal Kingdom.
I know it was very close. We did the annual attendance on the show a couple of months back, and I think Islands was maybe 1,000 or so maybe. I can't remember now. It was just behind. I think Animal Kingdom and Hollywood Studios was still just above. Because I think Singapore was... Does that sound right? I'm sure Singapore was the highest attended Universal park in the world.
That sounds correct,
yeah,
yes.
I was going to say that wouldn't surprise me.
That actually does surprise me, because I've heard there's not a lot there.
Singapore, from what I've seen, is a beautiful park. And plus they have variations of all... Basically, it's kind of what Disneyland Paris did, where all the classic attractions have been kind of redone.
Right.
Because I think over there, I believe it's Singapore anyway, River Adventure is actually a raft-style ride, and the Mummy is a little switched up and things like that as well.
See,
we spoke to
Brent.
Brent.
A staff trip.
To Brent Young about it, didn't we? About the Madagascar ride.
Yeah.
And that's like, it's okay, but it's not what it should have been.
No, but there's reasons
But
behind
they got
that.
the first Transformers, didn't they, as well?
Yeah. Do you know what? At the very least, I would like, which has already happened, to be quite honest, I would like Universal to give Disney such a good run for their money that Disney really have to go, not necessarily back to the drawing board, but they have to go away and think, shoot, how are we going to actually
I think they
retain
already
our
are
market?
there. I mean,
And then we all...
And then
we
everybody
all
benefits.
Win, really.
Yeah, everybody wins.
yeah, absolutely.
Well, one thing scares me about all this, and that's the new attraction every year.
Right.
Being
Yeah,
that
what's
we're
gonna
just
go?
talking about their limited footprint.
Yeah.
For a new attraction to come in every year, yeah, some stuff's going to go.
Well, we've been hearing for a while that Kid Zone's going to be the next area to go, and let's be honest, who's going to miss it, really?
The
I know
kids.
they are, but if you put another family... Universal are targeting that family market at the moment, so they're going to put something in that's family-friendly. So if it's something that's more relevant, Barney and Curious George and all the rest of it, it's not relevant anymore. Yes, it's a nice, fun area, but if they can do something along
they're
the
not making
same
anything
lines
new
that's
on
more
those.
relevant,
The
Yeah.
Walking Dead Kid Zone.
that would be cool.
Awesome.
I was going to say, ironically, the only time I ever go in there is during Halloween
Halloween
Horror
Horror
Nights,
Nights.
when the queues go through there. Yeah.
But I mean, we already know Eric kind of broke it on Mice Chat as well, that there's a Lorax attraction coming in next year.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Does anybody know what it's supposed to be? I have
It's a
spoken.
dark ride,
Right. A kind of Cat in the Hat style then.
which would be fantastic.
Yeah. I want to ride it with the Lorax. I think I should be able to swing that by the time I
Yeah.
get my tattoo finished.
But then,
So the question is, does this mean completely new attractions, or does this mean they're going to build up some attractions? Is ET going to get restored? Is River Adventure going to get enhanced? Are they going to completely tear down and change Toon Lagoon like everyone thinks they should?
Yeah.
there's so many rumours going
Yeah,
around
there's
at
so
the
many
moment,
directors
and
you
it's
can go
like
speculating.
apparently Charlie and the Chocolate Factory was a rumour, but I actually heard somewhere else that was actually put out to find out where the leaks were coming from. Whether that's true or not, I don't know.
I like it.
The Smurfs got banded around. God no, please. You know, there's the Lord of the Rings is still being mentioned. King Kong's still floating around
But that's
somewhere.
never coming back.
From what I've understand, Universal has completely turned down King Kong in favor of something new, which is what I've heard is that they're going to focus on Jurassic Park, especially because it's getting ready for its big comeback.
Yeah. Well, we talked about the Jurassic Park rumor a while back.
Yeah.
You know, that they were going to convert the Discovery Centre into a dark ride. Then it was like
That needs
start
something
off
doing with it.
like the movie where you get in the seats and it moves round and you have all that stuff, and then go into like an Amber Mine coaster.
I think my favorite one that I heard is that River Adventure and the Jeep Tour are actually going to share the same queue. Once you reach about halfway through the queue, it's going to split off, and you'll have the option to rather take the River Adventure or the Jeep Tour, which is going to be, I heard it's kind of like what Disney's doing with Dinosaur. So I'm pretty interested to see if that happens.
Okay. But I can see Darren's point of view. You know, they're already struggling. It's like they've had to take Jaws out to put Potter in.
Yeah.
But look how they're joining the two parts together. How much space is left between to put? Because I think it's inevitable that probably within 10 years' time,
I
it's
still
going to
don't
be
think they will.
a big one, essentially one big park. Not necessarily, but I think you'll end up with the boundary be back to back rather than with...
Maybe.
Yeah.
But ordinarily, putting an attraction in wouldn't be a big deal. But if you look at everything that Universal are doing, it's more about... Like, it always used to be, it was just a standalone attraction. So it was just a building. Now it's an attraction within a themed area. So it's not just a standalone attraction anymore.
Yeah,
You know-
me and a coworker were talking about joining the parks a little bit more together. Talking about them doing a Itchy and Scratchy land over in Islands of Adventure and connecting them together with the monorail.
Monorail. Monorail. Monorail. Monorail.
Just another mode of transport to get some of the people off the Harry Potter one.
Just going back to Jurassic Park, what I was thinking about was like the Discovery Centre, because it does desperately need something doing to it.
We didn't even go in this last trip.
Look at how successful Springfield, the food court is. That is the ideal place. You're going to free up lots of little areas if you turn the Discovery Centre into one big food court. And then you've got all these other areas that are freed up for something else. Because a new ride doesn't necessarily have to have a big footprint. It could be vertical.
Fun fact, Discovery Center has the best chicken tenders in the park.
Oh.
In the parks.
In Burger Digs.
In Burger Digs, yeah.
In the burger place, it has the best chicken tenders on property.
Burger Digs is actually the title of my next rap album.
Oh, very good. Well, going on to the hotel expansion, I was actually talking to a friend of ours. I'll give him a little bit of a plug. Derek Bergen, last week actually while Tracy was away, and he actually asked me a question that I hadn't thought about. They're expanding their hotels to have like a lot more extra. You know, they're looking at having 15,000 hotel rooms on. They're really aiming at that family market at the moment, so they're wanting to bring more people into the parks primarily to take that market away from Disney. What happens when those people from Disney start coming over more regularly? Those two parks cannot handle that amount of traffic. If they start doing even Epcot type numbers, do you think they'll suffer from having too many people?
They're going to eventually have to open a third gate, is really how I see it going.
But where's that land?
They're just going to have to figure it out.
We spoke about this while we were there, didn't we, Tracy? We were talking about how we felt the resort as it is now was perfect. Mm-hmm. You had two parks within walking distance of each other. You know, your entertainment district right there. It was very much like we said. It was like we've never been, but kind of what we would expect Disneyland to be like. You know, you've got DCA and Disneyland Park literally right across from each other, and then Disney Village or Downtown Disney, or wherever it is over there.
And having visited that, it's kind of similar.
Yeah.
Universal is a bit more, compact, of course.
But it's just if you start opening a third gate somewhere, where do you put it? What's the theme for it? The rumours are that maybe that Wet and Wild Land, but it's like it's a 10-minute drive down the road. I don't see how to then have to start putting transportation on buses and stuff. It's like, how does that work? You're not going to go, are you? You just think, I can't be bothered.
Well, I don't know, because it doesn't put people off driving around Disney property.
It's not the same, though. You're on Disney property. That's the difference. You're not. You're into iDrive.
Yeah, but how many people really realise that?
I think Disney makes sure you know where you are.
It's surprising how small they really are. There's a lake nearby called Lake Kane.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at a map right now. They could fill that in.
Yeah, that's where.
And that's larger than Universal Studios, actually.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I know there was some talk about, and I don't know what it is, how big it is, or where it is, but something about some Lockheed land they'd bought recently. I'm not sure what it is.
You know what Lockheed is? No.
I don't know whether it's
There's just not a lot of empty land around there.
No.
They just have to knock the high school down across the road.
Yeah.
With the kids' own size.
Oh yeah, I probably shouldn't say where Eric lives.
Yeah. He lives over the road, actually. Just
knock all that down as well.
I hope the crane says no more grad nights while it's going down.
Oh, yeah. The parking garage. They could do something with the top of that.
There you go.
You can zip line straight into the park.
That would be cool.
Of the parking garage.
That's it. Take the Hollywood route and put a whole second level on top of the level that's already there.
Yep. You got all the rooms of the hotels.
We're thinking too, horizontally. We need to think vertically.
Yep. I agree.
Well, they could take the lead from Hollywood. That's like a 2 or 3 level park, isn't it?
And even better, you could go to Islands of Adventure and Universal when it's raining, no problem.
What's the water table? Could they go subterranean?
No.
I suppose I could do a submarine adventure.
Yeah, I was going to say, unless you want a submarine or swimming adventure through limestone.
And see, that fits, because Jurassic Park 4 is supposed to have aquatic dinosaurs. I'm always the optimist.
It's certainly going to be interesting, but that's what I was going to say. If we're talking about $250 million per park, that's a Wizarding World of Harry Potter. That's how much they reckon that cost, $250 million. So that's a Wizarding World of Harry Potter sized expansion every year in each park.
So Lee, I've got a question. As someone who doesn't get to the parks very often, does this kind of concern you in the aspect that maybe some things you got to see, say this visit, won't necessarily be around the next visit because they've been replaced with something else?
That's already happened with Jaws.
Well, yeah. That's the biggest one that comes to mind, of course.
My concern is that every time you visit them, you're just going to have construction walls somewhere. And for me, that detracts from the park. It's nice to know there's stuff being built, but to have that permanently being moved around the parks...
It's like being at Disney World.
I think Eric and Darren and I can all vouch for it. Last year was really kind of a rough time because everything was under construction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think
you guys got kind of lucky when you visited.
There was literally just Diagon Alley.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think there's anything in there. I think the concern for something to go has got to be in Islands for me. That's the one. Once Diagon Alley opens, I think they'll leave the studios alone at that point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think they need, not only should they, I think they need to focus more on Islands, because I love Islands of Adventure, don't get me wrong, but I thought the studios was actually better this time, because Islands felt, other than the Wizarding World, it kind of just felt the same.
Yeah. So do you guys think that we are going to see, say within the next few years, Superhero Island and Toon Lagoon heading out?
Toon Lagoon, yes. Marvel, no. I think
Lost Continent we're going to see shrink even more.
Yeah.
I think
Which is
the
a
next
shame,
thing
'cause I
to
love
go
it.
will be Sinbad. I heard a lot of podcasts and stuff talking about recently and saying where the Hogsmeade station comes in from Diagon Alley's literally right next to that Sinbad.
They need to move the Mystic Fountain though, because that would fit in with the Wisdom World.
That'll go to port of entry just fine too.
We've
Yeah,
said
it would
that, haven't we?
actually. And if they don't want it, they can ship it here and I'll put it in my yard.
Right on the front lawn.
Yes. That's a lot of cabling for them to put in though, because of course I still want all the fun parts.
Mm.
You can trick Jade every single day.
Yeah, it's not so difficult.
I think we've... Anybody got anything else to say on the matter?
As long as they do not touch Zeus Landing.
Terminator's going.
Darren, you've been gone for a long, long time. You know, you've seen the evolution of the parks from what it was to what it is now.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel... It's a weird one. Do you feel they're heading in a good direction?
For the most part, yeah. Like if Transformers is any indication, like I said, it's like my favorite ride there now, and it's the newest one there.
Yeah.
My second favorite ride and my favorite themed area, the Harry Potter area, is also one of the newer items there. So, as much as I want to be nostalgic about it, I can't argue with the fact that those are my favorite spots to be now.
Yeah. I mean, do you feel a little sad sometimes that some of the classics aren't there? You know, like everyone says that Disney hangs on to their old classics.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, definitely. I would love to see Bates Motel and stuff like that, and being able to get like a Halloween Horror Nights picture with the zombie, cruising around in front of Bates Motel there.
Mm.
That would be pretty neat. But things
Do you
change.
guys-
It did take up a lot of space.
But at the same time, do you guys think Universal had the same type of appeal they do with Pirates and the Haunted Mansion with such things like King Kong and Back to the Future and Jaws?
Back to the Future, yes. And don't you even talk about it.
Quite honestly, yes, because like Pirates and the Haunted Mansion and all that, they're just Disney fan stuff.
Well, I don't know. The Haunted Mansion's on a whole nother level because they had even the effects and stuff that they were using there were
Yeah.
And
unbelievable.
Yeah.
And Lee, the Haunted Mansion is my all-time favorite attraction anywhere.
Okay.
I love
I
that.
thought
can't
that after the
say
last time we
Bad
went.
about it. Yeah.
They need to sort out the end effect with the hitchhiking ghost
Yeah,
because it
first
wasn't
time we-
working properly when we rode it. The
Yeah.
three
I've
times
never
we
had an
rode
issue
it.
with it.
It only works on American heads.
Maybe.
Moving on. But yeah, I think it's an exciting time to be... I think we definitely started this... Tracy were talking about this the other day. We definitely started this podcast at just the right time.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of what happens, we'll have a lot to talk about.
Definitely.
And Avatar Land is not going to change that.
No, I think Star Wars might be the interesting one, but we shall see.
I'm so stoked on Star Wars Land, honestly.
Right, so we shall move on to the Hollywood news.
And now let's switch coast to see what's going on at Universal Studios Hollywood.
No actual news, but as promised, our regularly scheduled What's Newniversal Hollywood Edition. So we shall pass you over to Norm.
What's up, party people? This is Norm, coming to you live from Universal Studios Hollywood in Hollywood, California. There's lots going on this week, so let's get started. You see, Universal Studios Hollywood finally built a new central plaza, and they opened it, and it's up in the center of the upper lot. This area is going to act as sort of like a hub to the park, just like Disneyland has, with information booths, places to grab snacks, or even a yummy Pink's hot dog. Oh my god, those are so good. But in the center of this little area, there's a play fountain for the young at heart to play in. But don't worry, Universal staffs a lifeguard there to watch. Seriously. Just stands there. Anyway, Despicable Me construction is also going on in the old Terminator 2 building. And what's really interesting about this location is that it's kind of up on top of a parking structure and out on its own. And has a huge broad face. Now, in Orlando, the facade is kind of crunched into a little corner. It works fine. It looks great there. But the Hollywood building is huge. It's a massive show building. And so there's going to be a huge facade for this ride, and it's going to look like Gru's huge, brooding, foreboding mansion. This is going to be really cool, especially that next to it there is going to be Super Silly Funland, where there's going to be games and fuzzy unicorns and all that stuff. Oh my god, they're going to be so fuzzy. So, Harry Potter, this is another thing. There's so much construction going on. You see, the Curious George play area was closed back in Labor Day weekend in September to make way for this massive expansion. And the construction walls, they actually reach from Shrek 4D all the way around. They closed the Flintstone games there all the way around. The barbecue's still open, and they reach over to the studio tour lot. So there's this massive, massive area that they flattened. In fact, the Gibson Amphitheater, speaking of, the Gibson Amphitheater had its last show on September 6th, and the Latin singer Pepe Aguilar held the honor of performing the last song on that stage. But the very next day, immediately, the demolition began, and music lovers left spray-painted epithets directed at the young wizard sprayed all over the soon-to-be-toppled walls. It was kind of sad and kind of funny. But within weeks, those structures that stood for years were struck from the set, and nothing but bare earth was laying in the wake of those demolition crews. It was just this massive, massive piece of real estate. It was pretty impressive to see how much land was allocated to this, what is going to be a surefire hit of an attraction. But still, though, there's a longer road ahead of us, and this place is going to look like Disney California Adventure until Harry Potter opens in 2015. And not to forget, Halloween Horror Nights is going on right now, but we're actually going to be talking about that in the next update, as Lee tells me. So, right now, all that I can tell you is that even though the park is operating on a normal daily schedule and closing at about maybe 6 or 7, there's still these really scary, gory scenarios and figures just lying out for the different scare zones. And, on French Street, there's a ton of clowns that, it's unpleasant. Anyway, that just about wraps it up here from Universal Studios Hollywood in beautiful Hollywood, California. Take it away, Lee and Tracy.
Thanks, Norm, and we shall now move on to the main bulk of the show, which is the Dead Man's Digest.
Bones will rattle, stairs will creak. Your outcome's looking pretty bleak. Thunder booms, lightning crashes, leaving boots filled with ashes. As we lay you down to rest, we read the pages of the Dead Man's Digest.
So, Darren, you attended the media event for the opening night of Halloween Horror Nights 23.
Yes, I did.
What we're going to do is we're going to go through each house, because you and Eric and Andre actually recorded little instant reactions as you came out of the houses as well. So we're going to play them and then jump back to you with your... Now, did you want to go spoiler-free or spoiler-full?
I think this is gonna... I mean, it's gonna have some spoilers. I won't give away... I'll try not to give away too much, but, I mean, there's gonna be... I'm gonna talk about some stuff in here, so...
Yeah, cool. Right, so the first house you did, according to the audio you sent me over, Darren, was The Evil Dead. So let me go ahead and play that little review.
All right, this is Darren here. We just got out of the Evil Dead house. Eric, what'd you think?
Oh my gosh, definitely a few screams.
And Andre?
It was definitely very scary.
Yep, and I liked it a lot. They had some really good shock scares in there, and they did a really good job keeping true to the movie. So great job.
So there we go. That was the quick review of the coming out of the house. Now let's get into it properly, Darren. Cabin in the Woods.
Actually, it's The Evil Dead.
Evil Dead, you're always right.
Yeah.
Well done.
Technically, they're both cabins in the woods.
They're quite right, they are. Go on then. Evil Dead then.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it was really cool. Like, I was kind of hesitant about this because I figured, this is like a one-room cabin in the woods. What are they going to do with the house, But they did a really good job with it. The outside of the house, everything. They even incorporated some like really cool effects, like the logo for the movie, like 16 feet tall above you as you walk through, through one section. So it's pretty neat, like how they did it. But
because this was based on the new film, wasn't it? Not the old one.
Exactly. Yeah, it was based on the new one. They did have a couple of cool throwbacks to the old movie though, with the Necronomicon and everything like that.
Cool.
Cool.
I love those films so much.
Yeah.
We haven't watched them for such a long time.
No, I know. I really want to see the new one. So what was your overall opinion then of it, Darren?
Overall, it was one of my favorite houses of the evening. I definitely recommend going.
So was it literally just in the cabin then? Because I know Mike Aiello spoke when they had the audio from the media preview that he spoke about they would have the raining blood scene at the end and the room of vomit. How was that?
Yeah, I mean, they were all there.
Was it as nasty as it sounds?
Yeah, it was a pretty nasty. It was a pretty gory house. It was probably the goriest house, and it was the only house with chainsaws. It was the only place actually in Halloween Horror Nights 23. Let me say real quick with chainsaws. Period. So
that's strange.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, it was really cool. You know, it was your basic. It was like a basic haunted house, but how they detailed everything was the really amazing part. And it did take place outside and inside the cabin, so they had a great outside woods kind of scene as well as you were coming in.
Cool.
I think one of my favorite parts is that Universal's is actually affectionately titled one of the rooms Blood Puke. So
have you been to Halloween Horror Nights then, Hunter?
No, I've been paying quite a bit of attention to it this year, though.
Because I know one of your biggest complaints last year, Darren, was the fact that there wasn't much in the way of gory houses. They were all very atmospheric and well sort of put together, but as far as the actual gore went, there wasn't much.
Right, yeah, they did a much better job incorporating that this year.
Very cool, right, so we shall move on to the next one, and the next one actually was Cabin in the Woods. So,
yes.
All right, so we just got done doing Cabin in the Woods maze, and so Darren, what did you think?
I thought it was amazing. They did a great job of staying true to the show, and they had an awesome extra play characters.
Holy crap! They put you truly into the movie. Yeah, we are ready. We're about to go do Resident Evil.
Yep.
That was a quick review.
Yeah, very quick. We were literally like when the first four houses, they were all right next to each other in the soundstage area. So we were like literally running from house to house. We had a couple of seconds in between each. So yeah, right. Very quick reviews.
Now, Cabin in the Woods. As far as Tracy and I have spoke about the film quite a lot, and did we miss something?
I do think we need to watch it again, maybe,
because it just didn't do anything for us. But I know you liked it, Darren. What do you think of it, Hunter?
Oh, I quite like the film myself. I actually watched it a few weeks ago. It is on Netflix.
Yeah, that's what we watched it on.
I quite enjoy it. I think to really get the film, and from what the house, you kind of have to be really familiar with the horror genre of films and things like that as well, though.
Yeah. Go on then, Darren.
Yeah, definitely. Once again, great job of incorporating items from the movie. They packed in so much from the films, like I probably didn't even catch half of it. The initial scene is in the cabin as you walk through, and then everything changes real fast.
Did it jar at all? Because obviously you'd literally gone from Evil Dead, which is a cabin in the woods, to Cabin in the Woods. Did it feel samey to start off with, or did they manage to sort of split the two up and make them feel different?
It felt a little different, but I mean, it is two cabins in the woods.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was kind of similar at the beginning, but like it was really quick to change, and I kind of recommend doing them in that order. Because of the familiarity, and then how jarring it is when it does switch over as you go through the elevator into the research facility. And in the research facility, that is the best part of the house. That's where it really shines, because you're walking through rows of holding tanks that have like glass, some of it still intact, some of it broken, with the various creatures inside, including some of the previous icons from Halloween Horror Nights from the previous years in there. I don't want to give all those away, but there were some pretty significant icons in there, along with a lot of the characters from the movie itself. So, Yep, definitely keep an eye out for that.
Now, Darren, can I ask you something real quick?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think having, we have 4 houses this year in the sound stages. I've also noticed it seems like the houses are a bit shorter this year. Do you think having all of them in those sound stages cut back on the length of that?
Yeah, I would say so. In some of them for sure. Some of the houses, I mean, felt a lot significantly longer than they did in previous years. I mean, there were some like since I was recording audio, I was able to pick that up. We had some like 7-minute houses, but they all averaged around 4 or 5 minutes, which on average is shorter than what it's been in previous years.
Yeah, I seem to remember from the audio you got last year, they were all sort of 6 or 7 minutes, like you said.
Yeah. So yeah, there was some shorting to the houses, and I think that was also part of like trying to do crowd control a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I know they're trying a lot of different things this year as far as that goes.
It's been the biggest complaint over the last few years is that flow through the houses.
Yeah, exactly. And it seems like they've separated it out a little bit more. There weren't as many like areas in the backstage section where all the lines like converged together. I think that made them also feel a lot longer than they actually were when you're looking around and seeing so many different people in that same like small area that you're in.
Yeah.
So I think they did a good job of lining the queues out a little different. And the express lines looked virtually empty when we were walking past them. So
really,
yeah, and yeah. To be fair, it was also $99 that night for the express pass. So
whoa,
yeah.
How can they justify the express pass being more than the actual entry price?
It's the benefit of going through all of them, I suppose.
Yeah, but then why? It's still ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna say it's not. Yeah.
Right, so let's move on to the next one. And the next one you did was one I was actually quite excited about, and that was Resident Evil.
Ooh.
Being a big fan of the games, I'm quite intrigued to see how they do this. So let's head over onto that one.
Okay, we just got through Resident Evil. Andre, what did you think of that one?
It was exactly like the video game, which is yeah, definitely exactly the video game. Not as scary, I would say, as Cabin in the Woods or Evil Dead, but wow, the detail.
It was kind of sparse as far as the scare actors are concerned. I don't think I'll be pressing continue on this one.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, nice one. I like it. So go on then.
It was just sparse. The whole house. The first scene was amazing, where you're walking into Raccoon City and they've got the whole the facade.
Well, I know Mike Aiello said that it was as accurate to the games of like the Raccoon City Police Department as it was literally the same as it would be in the game.
Right. Yeah. So that was a great job, but like the scare actors were stiff. The situations were kind of weird. Like for example, in the first area where you're in front of the Raccoon Police Department, they've got one car that was broken down, and they had one like zombie walker kind of guy, and then they had Chris Redfield, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, not Wakefield.
No, not Chris Wakefield.
That would be interesting. I'd be all for that.
Some
Chris
people
Wakefield
say it's
sitting
like
on
a
there.
zombie.
Yeah. Chris Wakefield
Well, no.
needs to be in his not so scary outfit.
But no, yes, Chris Redfield is up on the up on a car, and they've just got him like on a loop of shooting the zombie, and then the zombie turns around and then comes back around, which I mean does feel a lot like the video game, because it was very like plotting and meticulous. But
Yeah.
this is also a haunted house, so you gotta
Now, Darren,
bump that
in the
a little
video I actually saw, it was actually the Leon character. Did they switch those two out?
bit.
Yeah, 'cause I'd
could have
heard
been
it was Leon.
Yeah, it could be. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not. I mean, I played all the games and stuff, but I don't know. I'm not like a huge fan. I don't.
Yeah, because I heard it was Leon, but then
Sure.
they could change them up. They're virtually similar characters to be
Yeah,
honest.
they could. They're pretty interchangeable.
Yeah,
Yeah, no. Leon's the one with the white hair, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, then it was Leon.
Okay.
Okay.
Not
So
that it
there-
makes any difference, really.
Well, it really should be Chris, since it's in front of the Raccoon City Police Department, shouldn't it?
I'm trying to remember, it's that long since I've played Resident Evil 2 and 3.
I think it should be Chris, though. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Chris and Jill Valentine, wasn't it, in those two?
And it doesn't
Yeah.
Jill also show up in the house?
Yes. Yeah, Jill does show up as well.
All right. Cool.
So, yeah, I mean, and those scenes, like I said, they like felt really like stiff because they didn't have them acting like at all. They were just like they were acting like video game characters, like standing in one spot, like turning slowly and shooting the zombies that were in the room to like a pre-recorded audio cue. So, I mean, it felt very mechanical, which is ironic because there were houses that relied heavily on mechanics this year that felt very fluid.
Because it's difficult because they've wanted to sort of capture the essence of the video games, but that doesn't always necessarily translate over.
Right, and let me say, like, I don't think any of the houses this year were bad at all. Like, everything was done on an amazing scale, like this year as compared to previous years. But this one was one that definitely fell short for me.
Well, did you? Because I'd heard. Did you see the Lickers? Which sounds really wrong saying that. And how were they? Oh, Hunter, shush.
I'm gonna lick you.
They were.
I don't think they say that, do they?
Yeah, no, actually they did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like the Goonies. Come and give me a big wet lickery kiss.
Took it too far.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, no. Most of them were like props. Like
okay.
Not even animated things. Like as you went through.
What about the Tyrant and the Nemesis then?
Nemesis had a minigun that he was shooting you with. That was one of the actually the best parts of the house. Just the way that the suit shook on the actor worked really well.
Okay.
It made it look really weird and disturbing as he was shooting you with the minigun.
Was he as big as he should have been?
No.
Is that possible?
I mean, that it would have been.
Like, Pyramid Head last year was probably about the similar sort of height-wise.
Well, what they did, I think in order to conceal that a bit, was they put him up way high.
Okay.
So he was like I would probably say about 20 feet up in the air.
Right.
Firing down.
So the perspective's a little bit different, so it doesn't look... That makes sense.
Exactly. So I think they hid the fact so they didn't have to use such a big costume.
Yeah.
I just put them farther away.
Go on, Hunter.
So, Darren, a lot of people were pretty interested in seeing how Universal kind of made it a special feature that there was a whole room dedicated to the pause scene.
You asked my question.
Okay, I apologize.
No, it's all right.
I don't even...
Really?
Yeah, it was like everything was like bunched into one corner in that scene, and it just did not have the effect because it's just like a mannequin. It was just a setup screen. Of course, it's a pause screen, and it wouldn't make sense to have actors in there. But it was a very obvious mannequin, like hanging off the wall, like while Nemesis burst through. And that Nemesis was actually to scale, but it also looked terribly fake.
Right.
In that scene. So yeah, the pause screen definitely fell short for me.
Okay. Because I know they said that they made a big deal about they had a lot of things like the herbs and stuff from the games and the typewriters and.
Yeah, I was looking for those. I saw the typewriters, quite a few of those, but I did not see the green herbs. I think some of the stonier Florida crowd already came through and picked all.
You beat me to it.
I thought it was pretty interesting. I watched a video of this house in particular, how at the very end there's actually I think it's the "You Have Died" screen right before you exit the house. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and that actually kind of confused me a bit because when we walked out of, I think it was Evil Dead, you can actually see that pretty clearly when you're walking out of Evil Dead. So... Yeah, so it kind of looked like it was tied to that movie, so that was kind of weird and confusing. And then when we went through Resident Evil, I realized, okay, it's for this one.
Okay.
So that's how close together everything was in comparison.
Yeah.
Okay, so we shall move on to the next one, which was the one I think me and Tracy were most anticipating. Tracy, would you like to tell everyone what it is?
Nope.
You know what it is.
I don't, considering I'm sat with a microphone and nothing else in front of me. I don't know.
It was the one was directed by Tom Landis, American Werewolf in Paris. Oh no, sorry, it wasn't. It was American Werewolf in London. So we'll head over for that little review.
All right, so American Werewolf in London, Maze. Darren, what'd you think?
My jaw's just on the floor. I can't say anything.
I talk about transporting literally into the movie. Yeah. Definitely the best detail.
Unbelievable. And that house, the animatronics are unbelievable.
I've never seen, you're so used to seeing humans in inside costumes that you're not ready for seeing fully articulated giant wolves.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Lunging at you.
Incredible.
So I take it by that review, it sounds like what I was saying on Facebook of that being the best house this year by a long shot sounds like it's pretty true then.
Yeah, pretty much. It was just amazing. You can tell that, Tom Landis had his hand in this big time. Eric, right? Am I right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. John Landis did. Eric caught quite a bit of flack on Twitter for that.
It happens.
Yeah, he was very excited.
I think I would be.
And scared. It was so funny. Let me just say this really quick, just to get Eric a little bit. I was walking a little bit ahead of him and Andre in one of the houses, and I heard some of the other bloggers talking, and we hear the shriek from behind us, and immediately the other blogger goes, "Oh, hey, Eric's back there."
Oh, he's got a very distinctive scream, has Eric.
Yeah.
Oh, bless him.
Definitely, and I believe it was in this house too. But oh my God, when they were making a big fuss about the animatronics in this one, I guess essentially, robotically controlled puppets. They're unbelievable. They're extremely fluid. They move extremely well, and they it doesn't seem like they're running on a cycle because there is somebody operating each one of them. So.
Awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know Mike Aiello's big thing said that we've been trying to get this house off the ground for a while, and the biggest thing was those wolves. If they couldn't get them right, then they were never going to do it.
Right. Like me and Eric were discussing, I think that a lot of the money for this year's event went into the houses, and they took a lot of it, out of the streets and the scare zones like they typically would put into it, and put all those funds and resources into the houses. Because, like I said, the scale was amazing and the detail was unbelievable. They had somebody pretty big up to impress on this one, so and I'm sure they did not disappoint at all. Actually, when he was talking in the Q&A, he said something about all the detail in the houses. And how people probably don't notice all these little things that go into it. And then he was standing outside of the house during the preview night and listening to people talk about all the little details everywhere. So he's like, okay, well, I guess they do.
I have to ask before we move on, what were the locations that they used in the house, like from the movie?
That's what I was going to ask.
Sorry, Jason, you can ask it and I'll cut myself out. Go
on. Well, they start at the tavern.
The Slaughtered Lamb.
The Slaughtered Lamb, correct. With the star on the door. I mean, on the wall and everything. The paint. Hey, what's that star for? And they used actual audio clips from the movie, which was really cool.
You made me miss. I've never missed that board before.
Yeah.
Was there a dartboard?
I'm sure there was. There was so much in there. I was this one I was really overwhelmed in. Yeah, so they have the whole war scene. That's right.
Oh man!
And then you have the transformation scene where he's transforming, laying on the ground, and that scene was pretty incredible too. Like how the face was pulsing and everything, just like the movie.
Yeah, they just ripped it out of the horror makeup show because they've got that head over there, haven't they?
Yeah, oh, that's true. Yeah. Probably, hey, let's just borrow this real quick.
They probably did.
Yeah. Like, hey, you guys aren't open during Halloween Horror Nights for some strange reason.
I know, I've never got that.
What I found interesting is they actually have the scene with the Nazi wolves.
Yeah, I'd heard that.
Yeah.
It's David's dream sequence.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's really twisted. It feels like almost psychedelic in that area of the house. And the subway had the best shock scares for me because there were so many like little, pushed back areas on either side of you. You had no idea where they were going to come out of, and they were like coming low and then up, like higher up in the towards the ceiling, and then dead on right in your face. So it was pretty amazing.
And then it finished off with Piccadilly Circus, didn't it?
Yeah.
Did they have the porno theater in there then? No.
I actually maybe.
See you next Wednesday. Tell me that a poster for See You Next Wednesday.
Yeah, man, I don't know.
There's actually
I've only really seen the movie one time, and I went to go watch it again before, this came out, and they had taken it off of Netflix.
Oh, have they?
Yeah.
Oh, it is one of
Awesome,
my
like-
favorite.
yeah,
It's an
mine too.
Right
awesome
before
film.
Halloween, they take it off Netflix. So
That makes
I mean,
no
it's
sense.
been like 10 years since I've seen the movie.
For a film
So-
that is so old, it
it
still
stands
stands
up
up so well. Obviously, it's dated when you look at like 1970s London, but as far as the actual effects and stuff, it's still stunning.
Yeah, and this is a house that for the first time in a long time I wasn't seeing all the details because I was actually pretty freaked out. in it.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, exactly. So, so that's why I might not remember all the little details about it, but yeah, it was amazing.
I'm
Being totally
jealous.
honest, this house was kind of the reason that, I mean, as you guys all know, I've never actually attended Horror Nights despite having followed it for years.
Yeah.
Once they announced this house, and I still am, I'm seriously considering attending, mainly for just this house, because I do enjoy the film that much.
Yeah, when we'd heard, we'd talked about the rumor of it coming this year quite a while back, and it was just like, if that would be enough to, I would go anyway, but that would be enough to make me super excited to get in.
Can I just say I'm going to pout until somebody buys me a ticket?
You need more than a ticket, that's the problem. You need a plane ticket as well, and that's the main cost.
Okay, until somebody buys
Yeah.
me 2 tickets. I'm going to pout.
Oh, I would say, if you're like Hunter and you're, concerned about the scares, this year is probably one of the better years for you. Because, of course, Evil Dead, like I said, is pretty messed up and a couple of the other houses. But there are quite a few houses this year that, focus more on effects and things than scares necessarily.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the shows, and we'll get into that in a little bit. But, the 2 shows they've got, you could probably make a full evening out of that without having an express ticket, no problem.
Because you'd be standing in lines all night.
Yeah. Making friends is what I like to call that.
Yeah.
I like that analogy, actually, yes.
As long as Lee and Tracy are there.
Yes, we should be there.
Oh, don't. It's killing me this year.
Oh, no.
Right, so
kids.
moving on from there, we moved on to, another one that would get me through the gate, and that is The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Okay, we just got through The Walking Dead. Eric, your thoughts?
My third time through, it is still incredible. I'm a big fan of the series. I'm a big fan of this house.
All right. It reminded me a lot of Silent Hill. It was a good house, and the last scene is definitely awesome.
Yeah, I definitely agree with Darren that it was like the movie, and it was a lot like Silent Hill.
So, obviously, it's set from season 3, I believe, the prison mostly.
Yeah, I guess the town, the governor's mansion a little bit.
Woodbury.
There you go.
Woodbury, yeah. And like features such as his aquarium.
No, I thought you were quite a big fan of The Walking Dead, Darren.
Not really, actually. I season 2 kind of lost me big time. It was kind of slow.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Yeah.
It's definitely picked back up.
Oh, yeah.
So what did you think?
The first part was really cool, and then the second part where you're walking through, I guess it's supposed to be the prison yard, was exactly the same as Silent Hill last year. Like, I think they just left it up, to be honest with you.
Well, why not?
Yeah, because it was all just chain link, going back and forth, and then they just had some walkers on either side of it.
All right.
Kind of sparse in that one too, to be honest. But the shining moment of this house is the prison cell, because they got the cell block down 100%. Because I actually watched the first episode of the 3rd season just today, actually earlier this morning. And looking at that, I just immediately was like, yep, they got it 100% right. So
Now, Darren, do you feel in comparison to last year's house, from what I understand, last year's house was more of kind of just a bunch of random scenes thrown together?
It's kind of like the greatest hits, wasn't it?
Kind of like Forbidden Journey is, in a sense, the best of. Do you feel this year's house in No Safe Haven has much more of a narrative to it?
It does, and I guess it probably would a lot more if you paid attention, like if you watched the show. I know it kind of went in reverse of the of how it went on TV, because you kind of start off in the governor's, like in Woodbury, and then go to the prison, whereas they started in the prison, obviously. Which kind of took me by surprise watching the first episode today, because it was opposite of the house. But yeah, essentially you're going through the same story, just basically in reverse. So
Okay.
it's kind of interesting how they do that. Actually, thinking more about it, in that you're kind of revisiting the season, so you would probably start off with the most recent thing and go back into the past.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
So moving on from The Walking Dead, another one that I was quite highly anticipated, because I remember listening to the season pass last year when they did Halloween Horror Nights over at Hollywood, and this is one that's been quite a staple over there, and that's La Llorona.
Okay, we just got done with La Llorona, and my heart's pounding right now.
That one wasn't too bad.
Really? I got scared out of me. The poo.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good, man. They did a really good job with the legend and dead babies all over the place.
Oh my gosh. Oh, wow, yeah.
Okay, thanks for giving me a little bit of editing work there, Eric.
That was Eric.
So we can sum up this house as dead babies.
Yes, lots of dead babies.
Is it? It's a Mexican, like an urban myth, isn't it? About a woman. Didn't she kill her husband or something and then drown?
No, she wanted to marry a man that did not want children, so she killed her children for her husband.
Okay.
Ooh.
But then the husband was like, "You're a psycho because you killed your kids. I don't want to date you anyway."
Oh yeah.
So then she killed herself.
Okay.
Now I know as far as
And
I'd heard.
what
Sorry,
really
go on.
shined... Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you're alright. Go on.
Oh, what really shined in this one was the scare actors. Like, they did a great job in this, and they kind of had to make this house work, and they did, and it did.
Because I know it was. I think it was Mike Aiello at the preview said that the first half of the house was pretty much a carbon copy of what was in Hollywood, but then they'd gone more into her washery realm in the second part of it, which isn't part of the Hollywood one.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't aware of where it really switched off. But what you're talking about, the watery area, was pretty amazing. They did a whole outside, like like a Spanish theme bridge with water, like a little river running underneath it, with dead children floating in it, of course.
Nice.
Yeah, one of the many sightings of dead children. They also used their cool little holographic projector that they got for which house was it last year? Nevermore.
Nice.
No, it wasn't Nevermore. The Winter House.
Winter's Night, wasn't it?
Yeah, Winter's Night. Yeah, where they like we were telling you about those like holographic ghosts you could see like far off in the distance in that house last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were able to use that a little bit more this year. With again, two really creepy children holding hands. And they were kind of flashing in and out and looking up at you.
Was it Winter's Night, or was it the haunted house themed one they had last year?
Actually, I think Winter's Night wasn't Winter's Night the year before.
That was 2011.
Yeah, because
sure.
I remember us discussing it. That was
No, but there was actually a maze themed to a haunted house last year. I'm trying to remember.
Oh yeah, the house in the neighborhood one.
Dead End.
Dead End.
Yeah, they used it in that too. I think they used it in Winter's Night as well. I distinctly remember them using it in that as well.
Okay.
So
they're kind of
perhaps they used it
incorporating
in all three.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can see that, and I'm seeing that more and more often now. There, where I'm seeing elements that were used in previous years again in other houses. Like I said, with the Silent Hill, kind of reference there, and I also saw some pieces from Silent Hill in Resident Evil as well. So
that kind of makes the budget only stretches so far, and if you can recycle stuff from previous houses, then why not? Because then it opens.
Yeah, you have to.
It opens your money up to be able to spend it on other things like amazing animatronics for the American Werewolf in London house.
Yeah, and I'm sure a lot of the Dead End stuff was in Cabin in the Woods and Evil Dead as well, and that kind of thing.
Cool. So we'll move on to our first original. Now, it's been very IP heavy this year, but this was actually an original house, and this was it Afterlife Death's Vengeance? Is that what it was called?
Yep.
All right, we just got done with Afterlife, Death's Vengeance. What did you think, Andre?
It was definitely interesting. Very cool 3D effects. Wow. I think it's the scariest 3D house that's ever been done.
Yeah, that was excellent. They did a great job with the effects.
And frightening.
Very disorienting, and the tunnel's in there, guys.
I'd forgotten this was a 3D house. Now, I've spoke to Eric about this, and I know what he had to say, but I want to hear what you thought of it first.
I thought it was really cool. The 3D effects that they used this year were really neat. Like I said in the review, it was a very disorienting house. They used mirrors and these cool little like laser lights that when you looked at them through the 3D glasses kind of spun out across the entire room. That were really neat.
The story for this one is that some guy it was given the electric chair, and then it was like him going into the afterlife, but his victims.
It wasn't just a guy; it was Robert the Blade Galletti.
Okay,
get the name right.
Bobby the Blade.
Bobby the Blade. And the opening scene was really great, and that once again another scare actor doing a great job. The prison guard like kind of admonishing Bobby. He was standing there like, "I've been waiting years to do this, Bobby. I've been waiting years." And he had like the switch in his hand, and he kept hitting it over and over again and like laughing maniacally. It was pretty awesome.
Sounds really cool.
Yeah.
But Eric actually said he felt it was the best use of 3D in any house that he's ever seen.
I'm gonna say, I mean, some of the elements were really cool. The actual 3D was not as prevalent as in some other 3D houses that they've done in the past, I think, because of the paint. Like now the way that the 3D works there is called chroma depth.
Yeah.
And what it does is it brings I'll probably get this backwards like I normally do, but it's blues and reds, and it brings like the blues to the front and the reds to the back, I believe.
All right.
And they weren't actually using that effect as much through the house, but they were using the kind of I guess you would say like glitches that happen in the glasses. Like I said, the prismatic effect of the lasers and that kind of thing. More to their advantage this year than the actual, using that depth perspective in the painting.
Right.
I am hearing this is the second best 3D house they've done after, I think it was the In-Between.
Yeah, the In-Between's it's gonna be hard to beat for a long time, but this one did come pretty close, and they actually used a couple of the same effects that they had in In-Between. If anybody remembers the kind of a demon character that had all the paint on the front side of them, and they were able to kind of close up like a bat and cover it up, and then like open it up really fast, like a flasher, I guess would be the closest representation.
Okay.
I'm seeing the little flasher gremlin from Gremlins.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much, but the whole front glows.
Okay, that sounds weird.
Yeah.
So we'll move on. What you did next, Darren, was actually one of the shows there, and you did the one that's there every year without fail, and that was Bill and Ted's, is it Excellent Halloween Adventure?
Yeah.
Okay, we just got done watching Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Eric, what'd you think this year?
Most excellent, my friend.
Oh, it was great. I loved it.
It was, oh my gosh, the direct Disney digs were amazing this year.
Oh, yeah.
Using frozen Walt Disney's head as a magic 8-ball.
Yes, excellent.
Outlook, not so good. Oh my gosh.
And when they said Avatar built in 2065, oh man.
Oh yeah, that
was
great.
awesome.
Yep. And George Lucas's appearance was also pretty amazing.
George Lucas stole the show.
All right.
It sounds like it was a pretty fun show then.
Yeah, definitely. This was the second time I've seen Bill and Ted, and they actually were worried we weren't going to be able to get through all the houses at this time because it was running pretty late. So we had a choice of like definitely going to see Havoc or going to see Bill and Ted, and it turned out we went and saw Bill and Ted with the chance to see Havoc at the end, and we were able to see everything.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so it all worked out, but I'm definitely glad I caught this because it was pretty great this year.
Sounds like it was funny.
Yeah, it's definitely hilarious. A lot of naked people dancing, half naked people.
Sounds good.
Awesome.
Yeah, on both sides.
Oh, good. We've got to keep it fair.
I think it's one of those.
Exactly.
It's one of those shows that it can fall flat or it can be brilliant. It obviously all depends on what's happened, because it's obviously very satirical. If nothing's happened that year, then you're struggling for material on it. But if it's been a good year, then it's generally... I mean, we saw it in 2004, and it was pretty funny.
Yeah, the opening bit was pretty great. I don't want to give out too much of the show for the people that are going to go see it. But the opening bit was based on the commercials with the I don't know if you guys get them over there. But there's an insurance commercial with a guy. It's like a guy in a suit sitting down at a table talking to little kids.
I know where you're going with this.
Yeah, asking him questions about things, and he's like, and what do we think about people that use cell phones? And then like they kind of incorporated the unnecessary censorship from Jimmy Kimmel's show in with it, and like they had the kids like talking, and they were like censoring every other word that the kids were saying and everything, and the guy's just standing there going, "Whoa, okay."
I guess that kind of go over my head then.
Yeah, and then the actual first opening scene, Eric said afterwards, he's like, that they must put that scene in just to let, like, you know, the people, like, if you're gonna leave during this first opening scene, because basically it was a dance, but they were kind of just having sex.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's like no other way about it. Like, yeah, it was a bunch of half-naked people basically having sex with all the girls dressed up like the classic horror characters from Halloween's past. So
it's Graveyard Review for a new generation.
Yeah, definitely.
I have to ask, I need to know how recently they've changed it. Was the Miley Cyrus twerking thing in there by any chance?
Yes, it was.
Oh, so they've changed that fairly recently then. It shows you how quickly they're quick to add stuff in when something comes up.
Yeah, definitely. The broad concept is all the teen girl singer kind of people are turning into monsters, and Bill and Ted are trying to figure it out because, you know, those are the hot babes and they don't want them to get, you know, turned. So
cool. I mean, Bill and Ted's Halloween Adventure's been a staple since I think the second year, hasn't it?
Yeah, definitely, but definitely over the top, extreme, great. I really liked it. They were throwing jabs at Disney like crazy. I guess the political stuff got to be a bit too much last year. So they said, we'll just, you know, beat the crap out of Disney instead.
They kind of are at the moment as well anyway, so why not?
Yeah. Like Eric said, they had George Lucas out there with mouse ears on. Walking around carrying Walt Disney's frozen head.
Okay.
And, yeah, using it like a magic 8-ball. Yeah. But, yeah, It's just great. They top themselves every year with it. I definitely always recommend checking it out.
And that's in the Fear Factor, or was that in? Yeah.
Yeah, that's in the Fear Factor stage.
Cool.
The other one we did not get a chance to see, and that was Rocky Horror. I'm guessing it would be pretty similar to the previous years that they've done it.
That's a Rocky Horror. It's called a Rocky Horror tribute, isn't it?
Yeah. And again, it's like a best of the most iconic scenes from it, and then and the scenes that have the heaviest crowd interaction basically are the ones that they do.
Yeah, I suppose
it's pretty interesting because I saw a video of it, and the crowd is just yelling, you know, explicits at the performers, and it's fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why would they be shouting explicits? I don't get it.
My husband.
So we're on to the last house, which was actually a sequel to another house. This was Havoc 2 Derailed.
Yeah.
Okay, we just finished our last house of the evening. That was Havoc Derailed. Andre, what are your thoughts?
I definitely think it was very interesting. The confined space of the train cars made it especially scary at first.
Yes, and Eric made a special friend in a very sexy super soldier.
Oh, that was terrifying. I don't know what that soldier was doing, licking lips. And
He's a sexual deviant.
It was awesome, though.
Awesome.
Eric's laugh is so funny. It's hilarious.
Oh my God. Yeah, so this one was it was interesting. I know a lot of people were disappointed in this one from reading other people's reviews of it. I liked it, maybe because we got a little bit more entertainment out of it than I guess you normally would. Because this one, we kind of got stopped in front of one of the cages. Basically you're walking through a train where they're transporting these super soldiers, and the train gets derailed.
Mm-hmm.
So as you walk through, they've got some really cool lighting effects and everything that make it look like the train's in motion.
Cool.
No real physical effects. It's not like rocking or anything like that.
Yeah.
But you go through and they've got all the soldiers in the cages, and I'm sure the women love this one because it is like, and all the guys, like Mike Aiello said in the Q&A, they went all out. The guys actually shaved their heads for it.
Well, that's no big deal.
Well, yeah, I mean, like talking like skinhead all the way down.
Yeah, again, that's no big deal.
Oh yeah.
I do that on a
Be
weekly
walking
basis.
around- Yeah. Yeah, you'd have to work out a little bit to be on the squad. Though.
More than a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, these guys. Yeah, and the guys that they hired were like giants for it too. They were like ridiculous. And one of them, I don't know if he was. Yeah, he was just acting very seductively in his cage, and he caught Eric's eye, and Eric caught his eye, and yeah, he basically. Eric had a little show going on in one of the cages while we waited for the line to continue to move.
Okay.
Which both, I think really freaked out Eric and got him pretty interested at the same time.
Andre was there, wasn't he?
Yeah. Oh yeah. We're all just watching this, like, what the heck is this guy doing?
I forgot to tell you, I am scare acting this year, so.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I thought it was really cool, and then how it kind of opens up at the end. You're going into a city basically where the train has derailed and crashed into. So you're going through kind of a couple of alleyways where they're just running free after being caged through the rest of the experience thus far. So it was pretty cool.
So how was the actual derailment part?
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, they did a great job. It's just the previous part but all wrecked up and messed up. The cages halfway open and that kind of thing. Some of the guys act like they're trying to rip them open and lunging out, that kind of thing.
Cool.
So yeah.
So that's all.
That's pretty awesome.
Sorry, go on, Darren.
Yeah, I mean, all in all, it was really good. Like I said, the scale of the houses seemed really ramped up as compared to previous years. The street experiences that we saw were kind of lacking, I'm gonna say.
Eric said, I spoke to Eric at the weekend, and he said they kind of felt invisible.
Yeah, I mean, they had some significant things like Herschel's barn that was really cool. The fire effects in that one were really amazing. Because they had the smoke machines going, maybe a little too strong actually, because I was actually coughing, and I'm a smoker, so that's kind of surprising. I was in there oh, this is terrible.
My lungs, a lawsuit.
Wouldn't it be great if that house was or that scare zone was sponsored by Tobacco-Free Florida?
Yeah, but the effect, especially from outside, just looking at it, I know a lot of people have videos up because the press meeting area was directly across from it at the horror makeup show area.
Yeah.
So a lot of people have video of that as they were sitting around waiting for the press event to start. So definitely check that out.
Cool.
Very cool. I have a little bit that I'm going to try to get off my camera and on there. I haven't uploaded a video from this thing yet. So
okay.
But yeah, the that area, and then we didn't really get around to seeing the streets of Atlanta until after all the scare actors were already cleared off the streets and people were leaving.
Yeah.
The tank looked really cool.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of it was still kind of getting set up when we were over, because we saw, I think it was the school bus outside of Disaster, and then there was a car across the road.
It was all wrapped up.
And the station wagon at the front of the park was there with Sophie Was it Sophia? We'll wait here every day or whatever it is. That was there. The barn, the framework for it was there because that's over kind of like up against the lagoon side in front of the entrance to Transformers, isn't it?
Yeah, Dale's RV in the campground.
Oh yeah, we saw. Yeah, that's over by Kid Zone, isn't it?
Yeah, that was pretty.
Yeah, cool. And if you go, make sure you go through the barn because you want to definitely see the well walker that they have set up behind the barn.
Ooh.
Actually, I'm going to have a quick question. I know in the audio from the media preview that Laura Wallace said they were doing something this year where you would actually see a walker change. Did you witness that at all?
Unfortunately not. I don't know when that happened, but we weren't there for it. We did see the bicycle girl, which either it was a really, really good effect or that person did not have legs.
That's pretty awesome.
Either
Universal said they've actually hired like an amputee to play that role.
Okay. Yeah. Amazing and disturbing, highly disturbing. Because of the costuming, not because of the person.
Yeah.
They do a great job, and they've got but they actually had a little bit of entrails and stuff hanging off the ends and all that. So
nice.
Brilliant.
But then Eric said he felt that the park didn't feel transformed like it normally is.
It's a shame.
No, definitely. It felt like props set out on the street. Not a transformation. They had projections up on the walls, not like the cool projections of previous years. With the buildings crumbling, just words basically.
Yeah.
Right. So in that way, they missed the mark a bit then.
Yeah. As far as what I'd like to see for next year, I would definitely like to see more in the streets and more variation because I don't know if it's just me, zombies are getting old,
They kind of are. I can understand from a point.
Saturated, isn't it?
Not so
and
much.
They're not a scary thing on the street. They are not at all.
Yeah, especially when it's all the same thing. It's kind of I can understand how that could get to a point where it's like it's just the same now.
Well, you have all the scare zones, and then you have the Walking Dead house, and then you have Resident Evil. And now, I will say this. I saw something pretty interesting. Apparently, in the Fall of Atlanta area, they actually plant a scare actor in the crowd walking through. And one of the scare actors will actually come and grab that person and then start to rip them up, basically.
Okay, so that's the transformation one.
I'm presuming that's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, and like I said, unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to go through there when it was live, so... There could very well be more in the streets than what we saw. So,
now, Darren, I kind of want your opinion on this. How would you say the independent properties compare to Universal's original ideas this year?
Yeah, I'm quite interested in that because I know, Darren, it's one of the things you've said you've always been more. You would be more excited over IP houses than.
La Llorona and the Afterlife Death's Vengeance. I say we're definitely on par with the rest of the houses. Havoc maybe a little bit under. I still found it extremely entertaining, but a little bit under Evil Dead and American Werewolf, that kind of thing. American Werewolf really felt like an original house. They did so well with it that it felt like the original houses have in the past. Yeah. The rest of the houses did feel like IP houses for sure, where they were just trying to cram in as much from the movies as possible to say, hey, you remember this movie? You remember this part, right? This part.
But was there anything kind of on par? Last year, I think the real big standout house was Gothic. Did any of the original houses really kind of reach that status?
No, I wouldn't put any of them at Gothic's level. La Llorona's maybe the closest. But it's not really on par at the same level with that. The kind of detail they put into Gothic last year, they put into American Werewolf this year.
Right.
Good comparison.
That's the one that got they got that kind of special treatment.
What I thought was especially interesting, there's no really a humor house this year. Because a lot of people assumed Afterlife was going to be that, but from what I understand, it's not that way at all.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's that one's pretty twisted. I'd say it's not as scary. It's not gory or anything like that. Because the worst thing is, I guess, the guy getting electrocuted at the beginning. There's a lot of jump scares with people that are disguised very well within the rooms, blending in. that kind of scare. But yeah, it's definitely not a comedic house in the least. I'd say the most comedic house out of all of them, if there was one, would be Cabin in the Woods, and that one's still pretty twisted anyways. So
Yeah.
but Cabin in the Woods as a movie was a satirical take on the genre, and this one,
Yeah.
I guess the satire was more of like the imprisoned icons from Halloween Horror Nights past and that kind of thing. Was kind of cool, but still, even then, they're still the creepiest of the creepy when it comes to Universal's original IPs.
See, and I thought Werewolf in London would have some of the, everyone's seen it except for Darren. It's probably been a while. Lee and Tracy, you can back me up on this. It's a pretty funny film at times.
Oh, yeah.
But the house itself does not look to have any of those humorous elements at all.
I think it would be difficult to get that type of humour that film has into a house, really.
Yeah.
Very true. Yeah.
The porno theatre would have been probably your perfect chance to put some of that in. But
the theatre is in there.
Yeah, but you couldn't get away with... It is only a softcore porn film, like.
Like a Whitesnake video.
Oh, yeah. The theater's in there. Yeah, we walked through that. Sorry, a little slow there. Yeah, there was a big theme. Like, it's one of the bigger scenes in the house.
Awesome.
Whoops.
Question for you then, Darren.
Uh-huh.
What would your top 3 be for this year?
Top 3, definitely number 1, American Werewolf. Number 2, I'm going to go with La Llorona. And then number 3, I'm going to go with Cabin in the Woods.
Cool. Well, as we did last year, we took our top 3 this time. We've got some more audio to share, so we're going to take your top 1. And after the outro, we will have the walkthrough that Darren recorded of the American Werewolf in London house.
Awesome.
So, as usual, Darren, thanks for going.
Yeah, well, thank you. It was definitely fun. And thanks to Universal and Eric and everybody. It was great. Also, the Q&A.
But yeah, thanks very much, Darren. As usual, our Halloween Horror Nights expert. Thanks for bringing us this episode of The Dead Man's Digest.
Oh, certainly. Thanks for letting me go.
In a world where the skies are clouded with ADRs, park ticket, and hotel bookings, one hero stands like a beacon of light in the darkness. Heather at BR Guest Destinations. She can book all of your Universal Orlando vacation needs, and her service is free to you. And if you're staying on Disney property for some reason, she can also book Universal tickets that include transportation. How awesome is that? She's also an authorized Disney vacation planner, as well as being able to book all cruise lines. So if you're planning on battling Megatron alongside Optimus Prime at the new Transformers ride, or having a Duff Brew in the new Springfield area, or planning even further ahead to visit Harry Potter in Diagon Alley next year, contact Heather at 1-800-796-6240 or via email at heather@destinationsinflorida.com today. And don't forget to tell her that you're repping the UUOP.
We now return you to your regularly scheduled programming.
Well, thanks for that review, Darren. It sounds like definitely one of the best years so far. So that'll wrap it up for episode 66. Thanks for listening. As I said at the beginning of the show, don't forget, as of next week, the archive shows will be going up. So next Thursday will be episode 40, which, funnily enough, was Darren's review of Halloween Horror Nights from last year.
That's a bit scary.
Yeah. So stay tuned after the outro. We've got audio from the Q&A from the media night that Darren attended, and we begin that with Laura Wallace talking about the scare zones. And then it continues on with Laura, Mike Aiello, Jim Timone, John Landis, the director of American Werewolf in London, and John Diamonon, who was the marketing manager for Capcom on Resident Evil. And then following that, we will have the promised walkthrough of the American Werewolf in London house. So episode 67 will be out on the 17th of October, and it's goodbye from me.
See you later.
Good night, Internet.
It's a pleasure to be back.
You've left my wife a widow and my children fatherless, and I understand I am to walk the earth in limbo, one of the living dead, until the wolf's bloodline is severed and the curse lifted. You must die, David Kessler.
Well, that just about does it for another unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. We'd love for you to get in touch. So follow us all on Twitter at UUO Podcast, at UUOP Tracy, at UUOP Darren, and at UUOP Eric. Like our Facebook page at facebook.com/unofficial Universal Podcast. Follow us on Instagram by searching UUO Podcast, and subscribe to our YouTube page at youtube.com/UUO Podcast. Don't miss a show by subscribing to us on iTunes, and while you're there, please leave us a review. Not an Apple user? No problem. Just find the show at uuopodcast.libsyn.com and subscribe to the feed while you're there. Send us your spews, funny schmits, live reports, and any other comments at podcast@uuopodcast.com. And come find us on the forums and say hello at our partner site, micechat.com. So thanks for listening, and until next time, remember, live the adventure.
We are all huge fans of The Walking Dead, and we were so excited to get this to be our entire street program this year because there are some really wonderful environments and large-scale scenes that we haven't yet been able to create within a house. So this year, we've taken seasons 1, 2, and 3 and recreated some of the most iconic scenes in the streets. As you walk through our streets of the New York area of our park, we have turned that into Atlanta. We wanted a tank to roll out on those streets, just like you saw in season 1 in Atlanta. Well, we couldn't quite get a tank. So we built one. Our designers put together this amazing, it looks true to scale, true life. You're going to see that tank out there. You're also going to see right before your eyes in the city of Atlanta, a survivor turn into a walker. Pretty cool. I hope you guys get to experience it tonight. Also, we wanted to bring camp from season 1 to life. So we found the perfect area down by our animal actors area is this little circular area where we have set up camp. We have the RV. We have some survivors on top of the RV. There's some tents. There's some really special, cool things that happen inside those tents. I'm going to let you experience that tonight. But walkers from season 1, as you will notice when you walk through the park, are a lot faster than season 2 or 3. So really notice that too. We've really put all of our walkers through an intensive training, and the earlier the seasons, the faster the walkers. The later the seasons, the slower the walkers. So we get to season 2. We have erected Herschel's barn, and it is at the moment that we set it on fire. So you actually get to walk through that experience. The smells of burning flesh and burning walkers are going to hit you. And as you walk out, you may see one really special well walker being ripped apart. We also wanted to highlight some of those special walkers from seasons 1, 2, and 3. So placed throughout the park, you're going to see Bicycle Girl, Bunny Slipper Girl, Deer Eater. You're going to see all those walkers come to life. In Hollywood, we represent season 3 by bringing the episode of Clear to life right before your eyes. Have fun out there, and happy Halloween.
Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Jim. We're going to get our Q&A underway. We know you guys got a lot of questions out there that you probably want answered, but before we do that, let's bring up our very special guests. Please welcome with a big round of applause from the horror classic, An American Werewolf in London, director John Landis. And another John from the hit Resident Evil. Please welcome John Daimonen. So we'll start out our Q&A with our two Johns. John Landis, we had on Wednesday an employee preview of An American Werewolf in London House, and there was not one silent person walking out of that haunted house. How does it feel to have your movie brought to life here at Halloween Horror Nights?
Odd. It's fun. No, it really is fun. I wish I could see it in 2 weeks.
Because what I've seen is that the people, the performers in the house, in the maze, they have to get used to the rhythms of the crowd. And they've only done it 2 nights now, so I'm interested to see it in 2 weeks. I'm very happy with them. I'm very happy with the puppets, the wolves themselves. And it's fun. It's fun to see it. It's a real science that Mike and these gentlemen have perfected, these scary mazes. And it's great. Although I have to tell you, just standing up there listening to all 3 of you talking, I thought, can you imagine if someone like this is like what's happening to our civilization? It's so gross, it's so gory, it's so terrifying. And I realized, yeah, it's like my idea of a good time.
Thank you, John. And John D., we know that the video games are an absolute hit. What is it like for you seeing these games go from, a television screen and actually reenacted live? The video concept that that's developed digitally now it's visceral. It's here with us.
Well, hold on. John Landis. I'm sitting next to John Landis. I gotta get that out of the way. It's truly an amazing experience. I mean, when you're watching a horror movie, right, it's kind of more of a passive entertainment experience. But Resident Evil is known to be like interactive horror, right? And to really see these creatures come to life, it's a kind of a different level of horror. I mean, in a video game, you're playing against these creatures and you're running away. Well, there's no running away from these in real life, so it's really amazing.
That's incredible. Thank you so much. Well, let's go. We got a couple spotters in the audience with microphones. Let's go to a question from the audience, and then we will go back to the panel. We have a question. Somebody's talking. Yes, sir, right here. You can stand up. I think it's a pretty intimate room, so I think we'll all hear your question. Go ahead.
You've been working on this for a year. What's tonight like for you?
Relieving. No, it's a culmination of a year's worth of effort by a huge team of talented designers and artists and technicians and costume builders and prosthetic builders. We've been thinking about this again for an entire year, and it was surreal just tonight. Walking past the mazes and the soundstage, seeing people finally exit the sound stages and screaming and reacting to what we've created hand in hand for a year together, all in the sake of amazing horror. It's awesome. It's awesome. It's the best moment you can possibly have when it all clicks and all works.
So it's happening tonight, and everybody gets to experience it. So, of course, over the past year and all the work that everyone has put so much effort into, what will things be like moving forward over the next couple of months now that this is actually a work in progress?
Well, I think John said it. You go from tonight and from our preview night, and over the next couple of weeks, the event just builds its own energy. The cast in the houses get sharper, and they build a rhythm. They see people come through the house, they get that energy from them. They get sharper in their scares and their attacks. The streets get more timing. It just gets better and better. The event just builds and builds and builds. And for us, it's a culmination of that year of taking it from a piece of paper and a thought and an idea. Tonight is all about the scream. You hear the scream for the first time. And
well, there is so much work, as you were saying, that is put into it, and of course it evolves. And you could say that there are others out there that have tried to do something like this. What makes our event here at Universal Orlando the best Halloween party, as you would call it? What makes it the best event?
Well, I'll brag I'll exclude myself and brag on everybody else that works on it. The reason it's the best in the world is because we have the most talented people working on it who bring their skills to it with Universal's resources that are unlike anybody else's in the world. We've got the design eye and the passion for it and the intent to bring what's on the screen in a motion picture, in a television series, in a video game, to life. And I think the passion for the detail to the level that we can bring it that no one else can, I think is what sets us apart and makes us the #1 Halloween event anywhere in the world.
Great answer. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Yeah, that's worth a round of applause. So We also took questions from some of our viewers and some of the folks that were interested via Twitter. So, John D., we have a question for you. This is from Rebecca Smith via Twitter. She wants to know, can fans of the classic Resident Evil games look forward to seeing their favorite protagonists like Claire and Leon?
Well, I don't want to give too much away and then spoil the experience, but yes. You're going to see Claire, you're going to see Leon, exactly how you remember them from the video games. Even the voiceover is very similar. I mean, when you're talking about attention to detail, Mike Aiello and his team were really impressed because they're fans. And they had so much passion. For our IP, they were great partners to work with. So we really worked together to make sure we gave an awesome, authentic experience for people who love the classic series.
That's great. Thank you so much. Laura, this question is for you. Why did you decide to dedicate this year's street experience solely to The Walking Dead? Because we've had a lot over the years. There have been a lot of different dynamics and a lot of different characters. Why evolve all the characters around that particular series?
Well, with the success of our house last year that we did, and with the amazing success of the AMC television series, it was just the perfect timing for us to take our whole street program, revamp it, really take one IP and create this spectacular, large-scale experience throughout the entire park. With The Walking Dead, like I said, the 3 seasons gave us a lot to work off of, and it just fit within our environments. Each season fit perfectly within the different environments we had in the park. So it was just a really good relationship and a really good marriage.
Fantastic. Can't wait to see it. Let's take another question from the audience. Yes, sir, right here in the front.
Yeah. For John D. and Mike, I guess, Resident Evil is a huge franchise at this point with multiple games, multiple movies. How did you decide? You said you're mostly focusing on the second and third game. How did you decide, here's the era we'll focus on?
Is that a question for you, or do you want to?
I think we just hand them, I believe.
Okay.
Well, you know what? We'll talk together at once. So,
if you ask, I'll take the first one. That's fine. Sorry to steal the thunder here. If you ask our fans, some of the favorite games in the series is Resident Evil 2 and 3, but we really wanted to focus on the environment surrounding Raccoon City. Now, for those of you who don't know, Raccoon City is this Midwestern town where a viral catastrophe happens that's turning all these inhabitants into zombies and other creatures we call bioorganic weapons. And so just capturing that whole mood, that whole mystery surrounding this viral outbreak I think was important to us and important to the fans. I mean, they really were calling for some more classic survival horror, which is one of our pillars of our franchise.
And for us, translating 2 and 3, it was more about the textures involved with that. The color palette is a bit different. Last year the video game was about bringing that video game to life, whereas this year we really tried to put players into the game. Down to when you walk through the maze, when you're not getting scared out of your wits, keep a close eye on some of the props that are in the rooms, because we've actually placed items from the game sprinkled throughout the maze. The lighter, we have a save point room, the ammo.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I've been in these houses. People aren't going, oh, look. That's so funny. I love that. They're going like, what remarkable attention. You remember August 17th, playing the game, that lamp, they're scared shitless.
Just for me then, I guess.
It's for us geeks.
Truthfully, actually, I'm just being subversive, but the truth is, I think it does make a difference. I mean, I just know from Werewolf, it's like 6 people just from that little group said to me, oh, they had the Mickey Mouse. So I'm thinking, okay, so I'm just teasing.
I'm sure that speaking of that, you do make a good point. If I'm a gamer, and this is my favorite game, maybe going into the house, I'm thinking, I'm going to look for these things. I want to feel like I am in the game, just having a slightly different experience this time.
Well, definitely. You're probably going to go through a stage like this. You're scared, but you want to see all the detail. But I think that attention to detail, really, it was interesting to watch the whole creative process go through. I mean, everything from the slightest touches, like how the ears of the zombie dogs would point. We went through a couple revisions on that. And it's funny because you think, well, that's a really small detail. But see, something about our Resident Evil fans is that we have the most loyal, vocal, and critical fans in the whole industry, and I say that very lovingly. But anytime they see any sort of inaccuracy, they're the first ones to tell us, and we're really respectful, of our fan base like that. And it is really just to provide the best experience possible for our fans.
Well, you're definitely going to get it. Let's take another question from the audience here. Yes, sir. Plaid shirt.
John Landis, just wondering, when you made werewolf, horror was still a very niche genre. Can you explain, do you have any reasoning why it's gone so mainstream in the last maybe in the last 10 years, it's really taken off?
It's not just horror, science fiction and fantasy. The big sea change has been that what's always been exploitation and B product, and they kind of point to George and Steve. They say it's Star Wars and Jaws, which are essentially, Flash Gordon and Grief from Black Lagoon. So they're B pictures made with A budgets. And that's true, that's what's happened. And now that's what's happened. It's sort of like the industry turned over. And I think that's just a general cultural trend. I think zombies are really interesting, is the popularity of zombies, because, all horror films are metaphors. All fantasy is metaphor. So what is a zombie exactly? And ultimately, I think zombies, they always talk about the zombie apocalypse. It's a disease, or it's from, nobody talks about voodoo anymore. Now it's radioactivity or aliens or the government or something. And I think with World War Z, did you see that? That was funny, I thought. I got thinking, good thing Brad's here. No, but the thing with zombies, I really believe they're so popular because they represent anarchy and the loss of control and the collapse of society. And look around the world, I think that's what we're scared of, and that's what's happening in a lot of places.
Great answer. Thank you. Let's take another question from the audience. Yes, sir, all the way over here. Black shirt, glasses.
How many emails
Oh,
did you
John.
actually get before you were like, all right, well, maybe let's hear what they have to say? How many emails did you get before you were like, all right, let's listen to what they have to say?
Are you talking about being convinced to allow their product to be okay? So I believe the question is how long did it take to massage the both of you into allowing this to happen?
I think I rolled about 500 emails over to Michael saying, please use our IP.
It was the opposite effect.
It was the other way around, actually.
No, actually, they had asked me for quite a while. They said 5 years. I guess it predates you, but they've asked me for a while, and I've always been hesitant. But in fact, I came. Mr. Timon had me. No, sorry. Jim Timon had to come down. And he's French. They have a whole horror maze called, the Eclair of Death.
They reveal our secrets too soon.
But we've had a long day. I'm sorry. But anyway, you know what? I came and actually, it's you. I learned you're the person from the chainsaw people, huh? I was here at the park. I turned the lights down and I came. The later it is, the scarier it is. And I came, and all of a sudden there was this horrendous noise. And I look over and there were like 11 Leatherface guys. Really loud, charging me. And I thought, I'm scared. I mean, it really was intense. And I thought, okay. And these guys have a science. They've made a science of these mazes. And in a game, it's interesting because in a video game, the interactive levels really lends itself to a maze. And a narrative like Werewolf, where it's it's the beginning, middle, and end of the story. I thought, well, how are they gonna? And actually, it's a very specific thing, and I think they did a great job. I'm fascinated. I mean, it's frustrating for me. They're used to it, but I'm used to having control of where people are looking and stuff. And just watching, I've only seen a couple hundred people go through, but I keep thinking, wait, they're so scared, they jump at this, and so they walk real fast, and I go, but you didn't see that. And there's this amazing, the first kill on the Moors is incredibly well done. And they're all running screaming. They're not, and I keep thinking, don't you want to see that? There was so much work in that. They're 200 feet away. I don't know. It's interesting, and I realized that every time they go through the maze, it's a different experience. So that was impressive. So I said yes, and I'm actually very pleased I did.
Great question. Yes, another one. You, sir. And then we'll come to you in the back there. Absolutely. Yes, sir, right here.
John, you mentioned the word anarchy. Did you ever for 1 minute think about marrying the Blues Brothers, Frat Boys from Animal House, and American Werewolf?
Wait, actually, what did I suggest today? I was thinking.
When Mike is going,
Animal House is big.
Oh yeah.
Or the Blues Brothers of Death. I don't know. We are doing. We should next year. There's going to be, the Three Amigos horror maze.
Watch out for the hip thrust. All right, let's go into the back. Actually, the young lady that was here, yes, ma'am. Go and stand up if you would.
So, tell us the secret. What's Halloween Horror Nights 24 going to be?
Different from 23. That's all I can say.
Like a spoiler?
Yes, it'll be scary.
That means no. Next question. Yes, sir.
23 years of Halloween Horror Nights. Why did it take so long for American Werewolf to launch?
Well, because John Landis was incredibly difficult to convince. No, actually, we've been in conversations about American Werewolf for several years. It was a passion project. And John was hard to convince to come play with us. But I think it was good that it took time because, one of the things that does set us apart, and Scotty asked this question earlier about what makes Halloween Horror Nights different from every other experience in the world. We talked about kind of the commitment and the talent and what Universal does. One of the things that we really do really well, I think, is we work with the filmmakers and the IP holders and the people that make the games and make the motion pictures and make the television series. We reach out to the creators. We want them involved with us. We know how to do Halloween. We do it better than anybody in the world. And John said it, we have a science to it. But we want to reach out to the people who created it, who made it, who wrote it, who filmed it, who designed it themselves originally. And it took us a long time to bring Werewolf here. And I think it pays off. That time that it took gave us a lot of time to think about it. And a lot of time to work with John to create it. And so it took a long time. But it was worth it. I think you'll see it tonight.
Well, I think it also serves itself as well, from what John was saying, as far as what's going on in our current culture, and also fads, would you say, that lend a lot to what the experience is going to be at a certain time. So, as you guys are so great at doing, is projecting what a new fad or how the culture is changing. You kind of, because I'm thinking back while you're answering that, on 14 and 7, it just seems like every time there's a Halloween Horror Night, some way, shape, or form, it fits the fad and the culture of what we're experiencing at that particular time. So, you guys are like decades ahead of yourselves. Let's go into the center here. Yes, sir.
This is for John Landis. Going back 32 years and plus to when he made American Werewolf, Animal House, and Blues Brothers, did you ever think in your wildest dreams that those movies become part of the touchstones of the Universal Studios experience? Being in the...
No.
Well, what has that been like, I guess, seeing these endure, to where every night people see it in the Cinemax Spectacular and in this show?
I've been very lucky that I made a number of films that are still playing. And, a movie, the only test of a movie, it's not contemporary reviews, it's not how much money it makes, it's time. So if you can watch a movie 30 years later and it's still entertaining you, I'm delighted, I'm thrilled. But no, I made for Universal a picture called Into the Night. You'll notice there's no Into the Night ride. That picture made no money and people went, Michelle Pfeiffer, who? It's just gone. And that was a failure. But I worked just as hard on that as I did on the successes. You never know. It's all about the zeitgeist and timing and luck.
I'm going to get your question here in a second. We do have a Twitter question that we want to get to. This is for Laura. This is from Tyler Scott via Twitter. Can you give a little insight into the Bill and Ted show as it comes together and a pretty big part of Halloween Horror Nights as well? I know we talked about some of the great mazes and other concepts, but what about Bill and Ted?
I'll take this one. Yeah, Bill and Ted, I think this is the 22nd year for that show. Pop culture spoof show, makes fun of literally everything that's happened over the past year. The one thing that we kind of put into the show this year, differently than what we've done in the past, is it does have a horror element to it. It actually is a Halloween adventure this year. It's on a camp with teenagers. Celebrity teenagers that you may know of. And so it has a horror aesthetic this year. We haven't really done that with Bill and Ted in the past. So that was kind of a neat item to kind of inject into the show this year. But it's still very much Bill and Ted. And I just love the fact that it's still Bill and Ted. That it's still those guys. Because I think nowadays, most people know them from our show rather than the movie. Although I hear they tell there's talk of a third, which would be frighteningly cool, maybe. But it's rocking and rolling. And Jason Horn was the writer and director of that show this year, and he's done a really great job. I hope you guys enjoy it tonight.
Thank you for the answer.
Hey,
yes,
Scotty,
yes.
we're going to take 2 more questions.
Okay, sounds good. Do you have someone there that has a question with you, or I'll just go to the audience again?
2 more questions or what?
I think we may be
press conference of death.
Yes, ma'am, right here in the second row. Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Thank you. When you guys consider what you guys are going to do as a house, how important is it? A few years ago you had Phantom of the Opera and some screens. You have some screens, you have An American Werewolf in London. How important is it to reach back while you're reaching forward and sort of bring horror genre fans from the past? Because there are a lot of people here who may not have seen some of those films. So how do you figure out what you're going to do next? With regard to classics.
Absolutely, as far as hitting those touchstones within the slate. Right. I think we always try and at least do 1 or 2 mazes every year that kind of harken back to the tried and true era of horror. I'm a huge classic monster fan. That's what I grew up on. And anytime that we're able to inject the event with something that is in more of a classic sense that shows kind of where horror began, and then you're able to kind of see a timeline in the event. I think that's important. I think it's also really cool that people who may have not seen the film in any given year that we're representing in a more classic sense, it almost is a gateway. Like they'll experience the maze first and then discover, oh, I really want to kind of see what that was based on. Yeah. And I'm sure there's kids and teenagers going through the mazes this year that may have never seen An American Werewolf in London. This will be their first view into that realm. And they'll leave here and go, I want to see what they adapted. I want to see how that worked in John's film. I think that's really cool, and I think it's important for the event to not only scare you, but this is geeky of me, I like to educate some people as well in horror. I think that's important.
I want to just say one thing that really does make this event special, and Jim used the word passion, and you used the word geek, but I have to tell you, these guys, they really are passionate geeks. I mean, they really are. They're very excited about this stuff, and they really enjoy their work. And he wasn't kidding about the screens. We were walking here, and I don't know what was it we were passing where people were screaming in there.
Oh, I think it was the kitchen.
No,
it was the cabin in the woods. We
were walking past, and these girls were screaming out of there, and he was beaming. Beaming. I mean, and that you can't buy that. I'm serious. That kind of enthusiasm. I mean, it makes it special. Also, the people who work here, who sign up for Halloween. How many scare? What do you call them? Scare characters. How many? About 1,000. 1,000 people come for minimum wage, you know.
They're all salaried employees with full benefits.
We know that's not true. What percentage of them are repeat who come back?
there's probably 90% of our characters that come back every year.
Yeah, every year in July, the first audition.
We have a big reunion audition, and every year it seems to grow, and every year more and more of our characters are coming back. So what's crazy is, it used to take us all the way up till October to cast this entire event and keep it cast. Now we're cast by the second week of July. Wow. So it's pretty amazing.
But it's that level of enthusiasm. They're really into it in a way that you can't buy it. I mean, it's really an interesting thing. We tell them about it. There's a lawyer from Tampa.
In the past, yeah, he hasn't practiced, and I don't think he's working with us the last couple of
Probably
years.
in jail.
But he hasn't practiced during the day, and for many years, he would take a vacation for 2 months from his practice, come here and perform in the event, and then go back to his day job after 2 months. So yeah, I mean, there are people that would never dream of doing something like this, and end up catching that bug and wanting to scare people for 2 months and come here and do it. So yeah, it's remarkable.
Okay, we've got time for one more question, and we'll give it to the loudest screamer in the house that wants to ask a question. Okay, up top there. Sir, go ahead with your question.
She's your queen to be. John Landis, all right, man. There's certain movies that always connect us and hit us in the heart, man. We're right there at the remote. We've seen it a million times.
Do you know Boondocks?
I know Boondocks. I know many people who do.
The comic strip and then the animated show. Well, Aaron Magruder, young guy who does Boondocks, invited me to his wedding. And I thought, why am I being invited? Okay, sure. So we went to this very nice wedding. And I won't tell you who, but a famous African-American actor came out and sang that song. And she walked down the aisle. I thought, man.
All right, so obviously you know what movies connect with us. What are the top two that you're like sitting there, you've seen it a gabillion times, which ones do you sit there and actually watch?
Of my films?
Yeah, your movies.
I don't watch my films. I've seen them.
That DVR or what have you, and they always connect with you.
Oh, you mean of movies? Oh, okay. That's a tough one because I have hundreds of favorite movies. There are certain movies that, you know, if you're turning channels and it's on TV, you just get, like Godfather 2, you just get sucked in. Goodfellas, you know, Wizard of Oz or King Kong, the original, there's a lot there. You know what, I hate those top 10 lists and stuff. I have too many films that I just love. You know what breaks my heart now is most people will see Lawrence of Arabia 2001 on their iPad. As a filmmaker, that kills me. But I honestly don't have a favorite. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex Diaz, for your very energetic question and performance. Our teams will be calling your teams in the AM. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a big round of applause? Ladies and gentlemen, in just a few...
The women up here have been drinking the whole time. These people are knocking it back.
Thank you, Mr. Landis.
An American Werewolf in London. This is amazing.
Excuse me. Well, what's that scar on the wall for? You made me miss.
Stay on the road. Keep clear of the moors.
Beware the moonlights. Excuse me. Well, what's that scar on the wall for?
This has been a MicePod.com presentation.
Nice job.